guys, it's Ashkan with another vision of the day. Let's just back to the chart and see what's gonna what happened at the today. Okay, at the daily time frame, if you remember at the vision of the day, we talked about this situation of the daily candle. It just rejected from this area, and it completely went up to reach the broken FDR. So now price is at the range and it's stuck in the range. So we should wait for something like a breakout from this area to up, and then we could go for a buy. But because of this situation, it has a higher chance to price going up. So at the H4, as you see guys, it just went up at the midnight. It didn't give us any chance to follow this type of bullish and rally movement, rally structure. And at the vision of the day, I've told you guys, the price is stuck between these two areas, and it will be like a no trade area at this time frame. So as you see, just price is stuck between these two as a broken FDR and as a strong flip zone. So it will be a decision point for current days. If we have like a breakout from the top, if we have like this trend line too, it could be like a sign that it's gonna go up at least same as the pole. So we should wait for a breakout, or maybe just back down and made a low, then this broken FDR, and then we could go for entry and enter the market. Yeah, at this time frame, at the H1, as you see, and according what I've told at the vision of the day, it just made like a base, and it's still like a base, and it was like a pinpoint day. It went up, down, and then going up. So now at this time frame for current for next days futures, we should wait for something like a breakout and good FTB and enter the market. And some of you asked me why you detect that line at the that history at the page. So I've just decided this line, as you see guys, the prices went up and just back to this broken FDR, top of the broken FDR as a tips that we have, and it was like a rejection. The price had a rejected, and it went up. Okay, let's go to reach to M15 to have a simulation. And do you see guys, it's just back to this area. Okay, so let's go to find an hour, and I will start trading. It will be like this. It will be around that area. So now in this part, as I've told, we have like a base in this area, and we have like this base at higher time frame, and we have something like this too about this area. So now let's see what's gonna be happen now. We should be careful because of the base situation, and we should have good good breakout. As you see guys, the price is went up. You know, it's about this area as a line with tips, and it just closed around that area. So I will not go for a buy immediately. I should see something as its confirmation, another candidate close above that, or a tiny FTR happening above this area. So I will go further to see what's gonna be happen. So let's go. And as you see, there is no FTR happening here. The price is back in the range again. So there is no confirmation for buy and no confirmation for sell in that area. So we should wait for more confirmation in this part. Let's go to another candle. And as you see, I could not go for a sell in that area. The important thing is this candle doesn't have any lower wick. So when you have doesn't have a lower wick, it has a higher chance to going back up after that. Next candle is just back completely down. It's completely down, and it just break this base area. But if you want to, every time I've told you, if you wanted to enter the market, after stop loss, you should count how many pips that you have for your target. If it be more than like, I don't know, 12, 15 pips, you could enter in the market. Okay, let's go to another candle. This candle, it just went back up, and it just react to this base area. Okay, If I have any confirmation in this part, I could go for like a tiny FTR or something like that. Okay, another candle just went up, made a high, but it just reacted to this base area. It's so important that it just reacted to this as a tiny FTR, broken FTR. So now we could have like a risky trade. How? We could put our entry here, 6 pips, 7 pips will be enough as a quick scalp, guys, as a quick scalp. And our target will be like about 9, we could have like a 9 pips. So why we will do that? We will call it like a quick scalp. For a quick scalp, we could have just got like, I don't know, 8 pips, 9 pips, even 7 pips is enough. But your risk ratio should be more than 1 to 1. So it will be like a quick scalp. You will be entering the market and will be out in just quick minutes. You know? So let's go. What's going to be happen? And after that, it just enter in the market. Then it just make like a low than this area, and it will be turned to the tiny FDR. So we are in profit now. And after that, then candle exactly reach the target, our target. Okay. So you could close your position, and we call it as a quick scalp and risky trade. It's not for all of the traders. It's just for who has. And look at here, guys. We have like a line with tips too in that area. It just tapped to this area. So it wasn't for all because it was so risky, and we call it like a quick scalp. For a normal trade, we should at least have 15 pips space to from the target and your entry. So important. Okay, good. Let's go to another candle. The next candle just rejected from this area, and it comes from higher time frame. It comes from H4. So now we could, because we have like a bullish engulfing, now we could go for a buy. But as we have like a tips in a just 5 thing, now we could go into the market as a retracement, and it will be this top, and it will be like a fake out too. Do you see, guys? The prices break this area and went down. It just back to this range. So now this area could be like a fake out too, and for our first target could be at this area. At this area will be our target. So it will be fair. Your target will be about 15 pips. Your stop loss will be about 8 pips. So everything is okay, and you could enter in the market at the retracement. So let's go. Let's go and see what's going to be happen. The price is completely back down and tap to this area. It will goes to the drawdown too, but it's okay. And let's see. The next candle, it just closed like a bearish candle, but the thing is, it just made a high, and it just shows that we are in an uptrend. Another candle, it just back to this breakout area. Do you see? When something like this happening, when it just went up and back down to this fake out zone, it means you could enter again in this area. So now we are still in a profit, and it turned to the tiny FTR2 for who wanted to took like a risky trade, and you have a higher, you think it's gonna go high because it tapped to the higher time frame. Now you could enter in the market too. You could enter in this area as a risky trade again. I'm sorry, it's here. It will be our entry as a tiny FDR. So next target could be around that area, but I wanted to make sure it will be reach to the target. Would be enough, I think, 14 pips. So it's okay. So now we are in the first position, and we could enter another one, okay, as a partial risk. And the next position is like that. It's okay. It just went up, and the first position, it reached the target, but because we put the second position target at this area, we could move our first position target to this area, and the stop loss will be at profit. And now we are at this point. Okay, now the price is hit our target perfectly. Do you see, guys, how it's perfect, how it hit the target? Let me recap it. The price is just went to the higher time frame area, important zone, important price, premium price, and I rejected, enter in the market at the retracement as a bullish engulfing rules. I went for a buy and it turned to the tiny FTR. I've entered again and it reached like a 14 pips for first target, and for a second target. For a first target was about 24 pips. It's so amazing, guys. It's so amazing. So now it's priced now. It just back to this area, important area. It just back to this one. So now maybe you ask me, could we go for a buy in that area? It's a simple answer. We could not. Why? Because your target, when you, for example, if you enter here, your target will be so tight. Okay, it will be so tight. You should have at least 15 pips to cover. For a quick scalp, at least 10 pips. You should have, or 9, 10. You should have a space and go for like a 7, 8 pips as a target. So we should stay to see a breakout. I'm sorry. It's okay. So now let's go to this area. Okay, let's go. It just retraced to this area and just back down, went up, back down. A tiny FTR happened, but still it didn't close above the zone. So if the next area could close above this area, it could be a buy situation. If it goes up, we could go for a buy. Let's see. So, okay, now the price is back down. It just completely back down to this area. So there is no entry for buy, no entry for sell, because it's at a flip zone. We should have more confirmation. Okay, the next candle is just back to the flip zone, and it's so important. Now, because it just closed below of that area, we could go for a sell if the price made like a tiny FDR. Okay, it's so good. It's so good. If we're gonna go, let's see how many pips that we have. If I enter around that area, the target will be like 8 pips, but it's so low, guys. It's so low. So you could go for a quick scalp if you want, but I think it could be reached to at least to this area. Let's go. I will skip it and I will not trade it. Okay, as you see, the price is completely going down and it reached like 8 pips. It's okay. I'll skip it. I will wait for good confirmation to enter the market. Why I've put the target in here? It's just simple. Do you see how react? Let me remove all of this. How react to this fresh zone? It just went up. It tapped it here and went up, and it just back to this FDR. So now the price is reached to like it will be like a weak filling. Okay, bullish candle, there is no confirmation to enter as a buy and sell, and the price is now back to this area as a base. It will be like a base area like this, and it will be like a broken FTR, so it will be an important area. Okay, let me to make it perfect, because it will be a fresh zone as a demand area. There is a no sell entry again. Why? Because it just back to the zone and it just closed around the zone. We could not go further. We do not have any space. Okay, now the price is back to this area and just closed below of this area. So now if we have like a tiny FDR or a candle close below of that, we could go for a sell. Okay. Oh, the price is back to the zone again. Maybe it will be another fake out, another candle. So now the candle is closed above that area, above the zone. It will be like a fake out. The next candle is so important. So it just closed above that. So it will be a true option. If the next candle closed below that area, it could be a sell situation. If it closed above that area, it will be a buy situation. So let's go. Okay, the price is completely went back down and took liquidity and went up. So it will be a best ever to enter as a buy, as a quick scalp, and it will be turned to the tiny FTR. As a tips of the tiny FTR, we could go for a buy at a retracement, and most of the time it will be tapped to the top of the FTR candle. So the entry will be about this area. The target could be around that area. So it will be okay. It's good. Or even this area, it's okay. So now let's go what's gonna be happening. It just completely went back down and tapped to this area. Do you see guys how amazing was it? How amazing, just tapped to this area and went up. And awesome. It just reached to the target. Amazing, yeah? It just reached to the target. So this will be the roadmap of the day at the GJ. It just plays review this one because it was so easy day, and we have a couple of trades based of the rules, and review about the premium price. That's so important, and rejection from the premium price. It will be turned to the a higher time frame zone. Okay, guys. God bless you all. Take care. If you have a question, you could ask me why.